Hello, good morning and welcome to another episode of WhiteDetails, a special episode. This is part 2 of the Me to You video series. I'm down on the south coast in Bournemouth visiting Mike from MK Auto Detailing. Pretty even to me. Set. Yeah.
No,
So these are rack rugby towels, are they?
those ones are, yeah. What do you think?
Yeah, nice. It's a nice convenient little size as well.
Yeah, I think sometimes they're getting so big, you end up dragging them. It's too heavy.
They do get better when they are wet.
Yeah,
So that's why you saw me spraying it with water. Just onto the first one. Porsche Taycan, it's Gen Seal Blue, it's in for a new car prep with Mike, MK Auto Details, down in Bournemouth. Full wash decontamination stage complete, the vehicle was brought inside, towel dried, blown dry to eliminate all the trapped water, the grips trip. This is what happens, mate, this is what you don't see.
This is the expert.
Yeah. To eliminate trapped water and drips from the crevices, the handles, the wind mirrors and so on. So the Me to You series, it's me on the road helping other detailers in their premises on their jobs. Mike's been kind enough to invite me down here to Bournemouth. I need to also say that this isn't an endorsement by WhiteDetails or an affiliating to these companies. I'm exposing myself by being on the road and being sort of vulnerable in someone else's unit, but at the same time, just helping out and just helping the brand exposure. So Mike, thank you. Nice for you to have me down. Can you just give us 30 seconds of quick, just a bit of a background, how do you get into it?
Yeah, as most detailers do, I think you just start off as a hobby.
Yeah.
It was probably about 10, 12 years ago. Then word of mouth gets out, obviously your friends and your family start working on their cars. I wanted to take it to the next level, so the company I was working for, I went part-time with them a couple of years ago and started doing this part-time. And that was, it was January 2018, I think it was.
It's quite a new outfit.
Quite a new outfit, yeah, but I built up a very good reputation before that,
yeah.
But it was all behind the scenes. And June the 1st this year, 2020, I'm moving to this purpose-built sort of studio, which I'm takes me to the next level, hopefully.
Absolutely. First impressions, I have to say, I complimented it myself when I walked in. And June the 1st, that was sort of back end of lockdown, and it was still quite strict, so you've done well. And you are authorised by CarPro?
I am, yes, I'm an accredited ceramic coating installer of theirs, where there's only 49 of us in the country.
Yep.
So yeah, I've been using CarPro consumer products for years, but I've stepped up to their accreditation status. Cool,
okay, so all being well, single stage polish now, the decontamination is complete. There may be one or two areas. The roof in particular looks quite bad. Some etchings and mottledness up there, so may have to pull out the cutting compounds and do some polishing before the refining. But wheel coatings, paint polishing. Don't know if the interiors have any work yet, is it?
It's not, but
you said it's not. I'm going to do it anyway.
Yeah,
the white seats, the ivory seats, and there's visible dye transfer of dirt on the bolster. Already, get the calipers coated, get the trim sorted, get the kettle on. This is going to be new for me because I'm working again in new environments, new lighting rigs, but I got the little scan grip handheld. Genteel Blue, 1,000 miles. I'm assuming there's been dealership preps going on and the car has been marring. Here, look, given a once over by the outfit that did the PPF. Light swelling, marring induced. Under the rear light cluster here, again more marring. You can see that, it's quite bad. Even under the normal lights, that's really bad. Come onto the roof in a second, but there's some etchings going on. The whole car seems to be struggling with a bit of etching, to be honest. And looking at the roof, that's quite a nice example. You see all the little blebs and the bits. This in here, look, this isn't necessarily going to come out of a single stage polish. So whether the car's been sat somewhere and it's been left, some bad marks around the badge there.
I know originally it was meant to be for delivery in March, but because of COVID, I couldn't pick it up until August, so it might have been sitting somewhere for some time.
That could be a good explanation. Okay. There's some water spotting down here in the bumper actually. What's your favourite go-to single stage polish, Mike?
Single stage, at the moment I'd say Essence or Benzerna, even though it's a medium cut, it's quite mild.
Okay.
I use that a lot.
What's that one called? Literally medium cut.
Yeah, but different brands class them as different strengths, so sometimes you just find it's...
Because I know Benzerna back from when that used to be called 203S. Okay. There was intensive polish IP80 something something, and then, oh goodness, what was it now? Having much experience with final finish, Cquartz 9000.
There's about a third of what were left.
Okay.
And I bought that at wax stock last year.
So you're ahead of me with that one, yeah.
It is nice.
Might give that a go. See what we can clear with a single pass, and if some of these areas are going to need more, then obviously we'll have to step it up. So nice colour though, it's a little grand when it's all done. What's the coating of choice, Mike?
This one is having CarPro Cquartz Professional.
Okay, and what we're going to use for the PPF areas?
The PPF is going to have CarPro Skin on that one.
CarPro Skin. This is definitely going to need some cutting. There's one thing, Porsche's gloss black is leaps and bounds better than most other manufacturers.
Yeah, some of them can blow on them and they like, don't they?
Yeah, they seem to be completely different.
So that's CarPro Professional, that's the one for the paintwork we'll be using. Skin for the PPF, and if we do get around to doing the wheels, we're doing the DLUX, which is for the plastics and
plastics in the wheels. Of course, there is quite a bit of plastic going on here, isn't there? Front and rear. Cool. Okay.
You just see your legs over your shorts or something.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm used to it.
Yeah, you're fine. It's alright, me.
400,000 people watch these legs every month.
Yeah, but look at the difference. Come on.
Stay there. Mate, you've got better legs than me though. But they're good though. You need them. At least you've got one to start with. Right, shall I be as though I'm the taller of the two if I want to tackle the roof?
Yes.
Makes sense, I suppose. Is this the lowest the ramp will go? Mike's experimenting with some PPF polishing on the front end. Obviously very light, very mild, but etchings there need coming out. Hello. Unfortunately, I've worked from here across, and I do believe we're going to have to do some cutting here. As you can see there, that's a yellow polishing pad in CarPro 9000. But it's not the nicest finish. There's divots, there's etchings, stuff. Jobs like this are difficult to know where to draw the line actually. The finish looks great, it's responded well, the polishing is actually a nice clarity, but in other lights you can see there are some bits left. Are you okay if I cut this roof, Mike? See what you mean about the floor tiles? Yeah. Restrictive. Mind you, my floor's been hammered by these stools because they get a bit of grit under the wheel. It locks the wheel and it scratches everywhere. You could be too precious about it and I'll just accept it. Checking for the camera, 20 to 4 Monday. Mike's progressing down this side. I'm on the back end now, expecting to have to do a fair bit of cutting on these topper surfaces. There's quite a few marks here. And that I am doing. There is cutting on this top spoiler. Same as the roof, a fair few etchings up there present. The late afternoon sun's just pouring into the back of the unit. The door's open for a bit of ventilation. Hard to make out now, but there's some hazing and swirling. This boot deck is the last panel to correct, and there are deeper scratches on the top here. So similar to the bumper, around the light recesses and a few other areas, including the roof of the top deck, this is now going to be cut, refined, and it's going to look as sharp as the rest of the car. Nice advert for the Details Bible there. It is 7 PM, it's just gone 7 PM. Single stage polish completed. Mike has just been around some of the calipers, prepping them for tomorrow's coating activity. The paint's responded well. Front end, PPF, impact areas, that will be coated as well in the morning. What else do we need to say? That's about it. Never start doing YouTube, mate, it's a pain in the ass.
It must be very frustrating.
It is. Very frustrating. So there you go. I'm off now, back to the Premier Inn, get showered, get some food and a couple of beers, and we'll see you in the morning.
There we go.
You updated us?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I should be updating you guys. All new to me. I think it's recording, it's got a funny screen on there at the moment. So, beginning of day 2 on the Porsche Taycan 4S. Get a lot of work done yesterday, so the plan, what we've done so far is, well, Jim's actually doing the door shuts at the moment. I've done the calipers this morning, so they've all been IPA'd, ready to have their coating applied. The paint's all going to be all blown down, get all the dust off that. Once the calipers are done, we've got to then coat the paint, and we're doing all the plastics being coated as well, and then it's little bits and pieces we have to keep on doing, like the glass.
Nice. Should be a nice easy afternoon, shouldn't it?
Yeah, it should do. So the plan is, it's 9:15. We've also done the wheels this morning. They've been taken off, washed, IPA'd and everything, so they're going to be coated as well. So the first one's down here at the moment on the stand. So I'm going to start doing that one in a second. Say hi, Lottie. Good. And that's it, I think.
Good out. It's fine, mate.
Chip or biscuit?
A tortilla chip? Oh, I see. I thought it was a question to me. It's 11:15, Tuesday. The wheels are coated, the calipers are coated, the trim has been wiped, degreased, APC'd, IPA'd, a bit of water spot remover here and there to tidy things up before DLUX is used on them to protect the plastics. I'll pull you in close in a second, but there's a lot of surface dusting on the surface of the paintwork, which is now obviously dried so that we get off safely before we go on to the paint coatings. So a combination of using the vehicle blower to remove the bulk, the majority, the big stuff. There is still going to be a film left behind after that, so we're going to use CarPro Eraser, which is very similar to my GL Prep, in an attempt to saturate the panel and safely remove the dust so we're ready for coatings. Cquartz Pro, and then CarPro Skin. The front end, which is the bonnet, the bumper, the wings, mirror caps, because that has the paint protection film. Skin has been applied to the bonnet. Mike is working on the near side wing now. We've just touched on some of the basics about towel management. It sounds so simple, but it is very important to be able to know and manage the sides of the towels, the safety of it all, and the distribution of your fingers behind the towels, making sure you're getting tight to the edges and the swage lines. And it sounds nonsense, I know, but from experience I've seen mistakes made where it's unknown to the applicator that the best way around the panel. And I've just updated Mike as well that one of the Q&As I had on my Patreon page was a question was asked, Jim, what lighting do you use? What's the best light for coating removal? And of course there's a best for this and a best for that, but actually I haven't coated X amounts of cars and made the mistakes I've maybe made in the past. The unknown of the towel management and how important the turning of the towel is as regular as you do. I've learned to actually map the car and be that methodical with the process that I can do it in semi-darkness, really, without fear of high spots or smudges or holograms being left behind. But that's just down to the experience and understanding and knowing what is there on the panel.
Please don't turn the lights off.
Yeah, we'll check it, don't worry. What's the towel score, Mike?
4-1.
4-1. What do you reckon about the apron? You gonna wear it?
I think it makes sense so you can keep your cloths in there.
And yeah, when I see people putting towels on the windscreen on the side and then off they go and buff it, it just does not add up. You've gone to the effort to do the polishing to get the refining shop,
yeah,
and then you go and put Lauren back in the paint from the dirty cloth. And a lot of the time they're on the wiser. Oh, wheels going back on now for the Taycan. Funny design, the wheels, but the majority of the caliper is invisible, to be honest, but fully coated CarPro DLUX on there. But look how little is actually visible. It's quite a big wheel design. Oh.
Was that the wheel?
That was the wheel. Yeah, there's literally, you can only see 10% of the caliper. We know it's done.
So do you do one vertical, one horizontal? See whether it's on the inside and the outside? Or?
Glass?
Yeah.
No.
You're blowing all these lids out of the water then, that's all. You've got to do it like this.
No, no, listen. What? Cleaning glass one direction and the other one the other direction, so you can see which way the smudges are.
You can tell whether it's on the inside or the outside.
Or you don't smudge it in the first place. Simple.
I must admit, the only video I haven't watched all of it was your window cleaning one. I couldn't.
The glass
one? The glass one, yeah.
I told you it's boring. I pre-warned everyone. Maybe you should watch it, you'll learn a thing or two.
Yeah, I've got a thumbs down on that one, I think.
Hey.
Ever.
Hey. You can find a problem with that.
Oh, sure I can. If I can, I'll put my finger on it.
It looks dazzling. You want now?
Yes.
Oh, that's pretty.
Not as pretty as this end.
Right.
Very nice.
Let me show you the reason I'm here. Pass it here. Don't go up my shorts, crikey. Would you? You're filming? Yeah. Right, this is one of them jobs that it's a pain. So access is limited. But can you see how dirty it is?
Yeah.
Look at my.
Is that your hand? Oh, right,
Look how dirty it is. This is a new car. This is what I'm saying. Stuff just. So here, ladies and gentlemen, there is a tide mark. This is where I've cleaned. Well, that smudge there is actually on the outside. So yeah, interior glass, pretty messy and very awkward to access. If you've seen the WhiteDetails how-to glass cleaning episode,
I've watched it at least twice.
you watched 2 minutes of it.
3.
How much more's left, Mike?
Toothpickery, driver's seat bolster, and vacuum on the inside.
Yeah.
So we're getting there.
The car's not actually booked in for any interior works, but the bolster's that bad that it doesn't take actually long to sort that. It's visibly bad, so that's worth doing. A little extra, it's a courteous vac out, which is a courtesy wipe and a vac. Toothpickery to get the edges with the polish residue past and present. Mostly present because it hasn't had much polishing in the past because it's a new car. However, it was prepped at the dealership. And then I'm sure before collection when the vehicle goes tomorrow, obviously I'll be gone at this point, but it will have a wipe over to remove lint and dusting, ready for collection tomorrow afternoon. This PPF adds a whole new dimension to toothpickery. It's a pain in the arse.
Well, wiping the edges.
Oh god. I thought the idea of PPF gets wrapped over the edge of the panel.
Well, I think it depends. Like I say, this is the top of the range one. I wouldn't be impressed. I'd want it, let's say, going over the edges.
Well, look at the PPF around the petrol filler cap. Sorry, the petrol filler cap. Got ya.
No, you said that. That was.
Right, that's it. Okay, let's go. Well, Mike, thank you very much. Thank you for inviting me down. It's been you've been a great host, making me feel welcome here. It is a comfortable space, an environment to be working. I know myself how headphones, many hours locked away with the door down. It's quite a tedious, long process. So you've kitted out nicely, and I'm sure the customer will be delighted with the Porsche. So you'll have to let me know. Would you be able to give a couple of pointers or a couple of things that you may have taken away? I'm sure there's been shared information backwards and forwards, but I know off camera we've maybe talked and touched on a few things, but can you share any highlights?
Yeah, I think I knew a lot of things, but you can always learn more. And a lot of things you were telling me, I took for granted that I was doing them to a good enough level. But it's just the simple things you were saying, it just takes it to the next level, and the difference it can make in the finish and the presentation is brilliant. So I've definitely learned that from you. I thought I was doing a good job, and I got great reviews and everything in a short period of time. And I just think you've actually stepped me up to the next level. So it's definitely worth having you come down for a few days. I've really enjoyed it.
Thank you. Well, that was the next question. Would you recommend, and any regrets? Has it been a worthwhile?
No regrets whatsoever. Honestly, hand on heart, no, it's definitely been worth it. I've been buzzing since you've been down here. I've enjoyed your company. So like I say, sometimes it's very lonely doing this job. Just having someone else to buzz off during the day is great.
Yeah. Well, I know I've left a small shopping list for recommendations of gear and product, so you have to let me know how you get on there. But at the end of the day, it increases your workflow, productivity and efficiency, and it gets a better job. The main one, I don't know if we talked about it earlier, but the main one being the compressor.
Yes.
It's a big investment, but if you yourself watching, if you're new, if you're sort of like a 2-year-old company, similar to Mike's position, and you haven't already got a compressor, then be sure to pick one up. It's an invaluable tool for many areas of the detailing process, from interior to spearing the pads to general, the cleanup operation and the coating application. I don't know if we did much filming with the coating, did we?
No, not really.
Actually.
I think you'll see the results.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we're going to pick up the camera now and inspect the car anyway, but that was new to me because the CarPro, many years ago, I used some of the UK Cquartz coatings, but using it on this, with your experience with the system, it's we bounced off each other quite nicely.
I would just say though, things like the compressor is a bit of an investment, but the time it will save you in the long run, and the finish just by having an extra clean pad. And obviously you were saying you were struggling with the microfiber pads.
I couldn't really use
them. You couldn't use them, so if it made your job a bit harder.
That's not to say that you've not managed previously. You've had workarounds to do what you need to do, but there have been some fine tuning.
Yeah, it'd be more efficient for me and get a better, even a higher result, I'd say, in a quicker period of time.
Yeah,
amazing.
Work smarter, not harder.
Yeah.
So where can everybody find you, Mike, if they want to go and say hello and check you out?
Well, I'm on Facebook under MK Auto Detailing. That's where most of my work comes from. A lot of it's word of mouth. I'm also on Instagram as well, which is MK_auto_detailing.
It's in the video description below.
Yeah, I've got my website and everything. But I'm based down in a town called Verwood, which is near Bournemouth, down on the south coast in Dorset.
There we go. That's it, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I've got some golf to look forward to tomorrow.
Yes, it's not raining.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
That's all, you're not going to be no shorter, are you?
probably not the etiquette for a golf course, is it?
Yeah.
So, guys, thank you for watching. As always, stay tuned for more. Subscribe if you're not already. Like the video if you've enjoyed. And I'll see you in the next one. Enough, innit?
Yeah.
That went quite well.
First take.
You happy with that?
Yeah. I was worried I was going to start rattling on, so I thought, no, stop. Yeah, I like the thing where you do
That wasn't recording.
Isn't it? Now you're lying.
Ah, you know me too well. Bye, guys.